Fellas, I have a Jack Queen King here that is a Masterwork. It comes with a +5 stability mod. I wanted to review this because I saw Kujay this past weekend in Trials was using it this pretty much the entire weekend when we were doing carries, and he was talking nothing but good stuff about this hand cannon. And so I decided to bring it up in Crucible myself and test it out. Now we're going to go over the traits, the perks, as well as how I feel about this weapon in Crucible. And guys, again, this is specifically on consoles. I had a lot of people come out yesterday, and I know that there was some confusion about yesterday's State of the Crucible video. That's definitely console gameplay. Normally I kind of feel like you can tell just because of the FPS, but I always play on Xbox and on PlayStation 4 now, and so that's primarily where I play. I get on PC from time to time, but I'm mainly on consoles these days, and so a lot of these reviews are based on how these weapons feel and how well they do on consoles. So just go ahead and just warn you guys that are PC fellas. But with that being said, let's talk about this gun. So the trait here, fellas, we got Pulse Monitor. It auto reloads part of the magazine when wielder is critically wounded. I can think of so many things that could have gone there. I'm really let down that that's the trait. I would love it. I wish we could change that to something else, but it is what it is. So that is the traits. Now, ricochet rounds. All around, guys, ricochet rounds is what I choose because you could go with accuracy rounds, yes, but accuracy rounds is going to hurt your stability. And despite me having a +5 stability, this is a 150 round per minute weapon, so it's a little quicker, a little faster on the rate of fire there. So ricochet rounds, I want to maintain my stability, and it's already been tested by a number of different YouTubers. I know Cammy was one, I think Drewski another, but ricochet rounds has been the reason why something like Last Hope had ridiculous amounts of range, and I think the same thing probably still applies here with our hand cannon. Now let's talk about sights. We got fast draw, we've got true sight, and we got hit mark. Now this is a confusing one, guys, because if you were from Destiny 1, you knew that sure shot and true sight were the main sights to go for because it had hidden perks. Now the hidden perks, of course, was like a not just the stability, you of course could see that, but back then, you know, it was like whatever the handling was, as well as the aim assist factor. Now we don't know what the hidden values are on hit mark, true sight, and sure shot right now. We don't have any sources to show us that. I don't think actually Bungie even came out in Destiny 1 and told us what each sight did in terms of its like hidden little perks there. I think someone just ended up just checking it online and just went through all the different sites whenever they actually loaded it out to see what the values were. And for the longest time, the only source I had was DestinyScopes.com, which would actually show you your zoom factor as well as your different hidden values for each one of your sights. With that being said, that's exactly why I'm using True Sight, just because I have used True Sight for such a long time. It was my favorite sight in Destiny 1, so I'm a little set in my ways. Is it the best sight in Destiny 2? I have no idea, guys. I assume that if it has the same hidden perks as it did in Destiny 1, then yes, it probably is one of the best sights right now on our hand cannons, but I have nothing to prove if that's the case or not. Now, here intrinsically, guys, it is a lightweight frame. Like all 150 round per minute weapons, superb handling. You move faster when the weapon is equipped. Really, really nice when you're moving around and jumping around. Now, let me talk about the class that I'm using this. Of course, you see a vegan hunter in front of you. Yes. Okay, look, I'm not one that promotes hunter play, but I gotta say, man, this hand cannon with hunters feels great, feels phenomenal. And I'm also using Lucky Pants as well, which definitely plays a role, but I was using it with a couple games without using Lucky Pants, and the gun still performs extremely well. And I know Jay was using it even without Lucky Pants. That just happens to be the only exotic I got on my hunter. Hardly ever play it, but what I'm trying to say is that the gun feels the best on our hunter. When you're moving around, when you're jumping around, you're doing what hunters can do the best, which is just be elusive as fuck. This hand cannon aids in every single way. It also has really good in-air accuracy, which is kind of crazy. I think that's just pretty much across the board for all hand cannons when it comes to hunters. Titans, I know they don't really have that great of in-air accuracy, despite me using like Lions or even Dune Marchers when I'm kind of floating a little bit. I think hunters themselves intrinsically have not the best. It's not like D1 in-air accuracy, but it's much better than our other classes. Jack Queen King, on the other hand, though, guys, does a really good job at landing shots while I'm in the air. Now, is this a gun you're going to go into Crucible and just rip it up? No, like all hand cannons, guys, there is a playstyle to it. It is not a weapon that you're going to be able to tank it up with an SMG in close quarter combat or even an auto rifle and expect to win out. It's one of those guns you're going to have to play the corners, you're going to have to play the peak game, and the moment you start taking too much heat, it is best to bail. Overall, guys, I think Jack, Queen, King, if you are a fan of the 150 round per minute archetype, this is one of the best, if not the best weapon within that entire archetype. I think Sunshot is still one of my favorites, despite I don't see that many people using Sunshot. I find Sunshot to still be extremely good. I was using it a bunch this past weekend as well, and I found that Jack, Queen, King is just as good in every way, and I think it could be a weapon that can be great in your hands. Just remember that you got to adhere to what hand cannons are forcing you to be, which is not what we were in Destiny 1. You were able to be hella aggressive in D1. In D2, you got to play almost like a pussy, which works well for hunters, fellas. Don't take it personal, guys. Come on, calm down. I see you getting all flustered right now. All right, fellas, thank you so much for coming and watching, and as always, slap that like button like your mama told you right.